Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the other apostles, great millstone who rule well. Salutation to the Most High's men in the four corners of the earth, pushing His word of sincerity and truth. And Shalom to the sisters that support and subscribe wholeheartedly to the message of deliverance and salvation of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's your brother Bunyan Yun for GMS, Mississippi, with an intrinsic topic through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Just through the spirit, I don't know what I'm going to name this one just yet, but flowing into different mannerisms, when it comes to being peaceable with all men here on planet Earth, because a lot of times, we receive flack from individuals in the world, whether it's on the job, whether it's in your schooling system, you know, or sometimes even, within your own family, your own house, but those are opposing factors, opposing parties of opposition against those that fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. Because ultimately, people have Satan inside of them. And with Satan being inside of them, they naturally come against that which is good, because you have this invisible, marvelous light that you walk in, and others can't explain how or why. So they do what? So they hate. They hate you instead. Because there's nothing that they can do for the most part against you. So they just come against you. But the Heavenly Father has it set up to where these particular haters, they hated Yahweh Shai first. And Yahweh Shai also let us know that if the world hated him without a cause, then they shall hate us also. And that us being the followers of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And they hated him for, for just doing good. Because even like the scribes and Pharisees tried to do what they tried to trip him up for doing good on the Sabbath, for healing the blind, healing the maimed, working good works, working miracles on the Sabbath day. And in today's time, you still have evil, wicked individuals just like that. Despisers of that which is good. And looking for any particular way to catch you up in your words, catch you up in your conduct, catch you up in because people love to find a hypocritical moment. They love to find a spot in a blemish. But all that's okay, and reason being that it's okay is because with man, yeah, you always find a flaw. But the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai are flawless in the eyes of the Lord. So what does it truly mean? What does it truly matter? It's a great blessing to be found worthy by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because the haters are always going to find something to hate about. But with the Lord, the elect are going to be clothed in white, blameless, and healthy, walking in the spirit of truth. You know, so it's okay to let the haters hate. Even in the world, they say if you don't have at least one hater, you're not doing something right. So with the many haters that we have, for truth's sake, let them hate. Because ultimately we'll be found worthy by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, being clothed in white, being found blameless, being found flawless, and ultimately being what? Perfect. Being found perfect in the sight of the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's far out. Because we're definitely far from perfect. But that's how the Heavenly Father looks at his elect. He looks at them as perfect. He looks at them as flawless. And that's why he's going to do what? He's going to blot out all of the flaws, all of the sins, all of the transgressions, and clothe the elect in all white. So we just have to be patient. We have to be patient. We have to endure these particular things, endure these trials, endure these tribulations, and endure these persecutions. Because the Heavenly Father is faithful in order to honor the promise. He's faithful in order to honor His word. We have to remain faithful, in which that's the difficult part. Because that's when you are faced with all of the other availabilities of not doing so. But through the particular grace period that we have right now, the Heavenly Father's allowing us to get it together. While the hand is stretched out still, because there's going to come a time to where the Heavenly Father's going to pull that hand back, and that spiritual arc is going to be closed, and it won't be any particular way to all of a sudden get it together or get it right. But yeah, just a real quick one through the Spirit, just walking in wisdom, when it comes to those that are without, because living a peaceful life, a peaceable life, it helps balance you out to live a life that is concentrated on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because if you're always into it, or if you're always distracted, or if you have so many individuals speaking against you, it can cause a damper in your spirit. It can cause a damper in your performance in serving Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But these particular opposition individuals, they hated the Lord first. So it's natural for them to come against you. It's natural for them to look at you as a less than, to look at you as scum. But our favor is going to come from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the Most High is ultimately going to be the one that redeems us and count it all worthy, and give us fame in the lands that we will put to shame. You know, but we'll live our peaceable lives right now. We'll be at peace with all men right now. We'll prophesy the will of the Heavenly Father right now, and we'll pray for a temperance in the meantime and balance in the meantime. You know. So I'm gonna give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Rekah HaKadosh. Double honor to the other apostle, great millstone who rule well. Salutations to you brothers and your sisters out there. Until next time, I say shalom.